Buenos dias, buenos tardes. Breakfast with the King, day 12 of 366. Thank God for a leap year. Henny, Chimichanga, Jules, Jody Rose, Cuzzo, Big John, Aunt, D-Hen, Ace, Lolo, everybody, thank you so much for the accountability. I picked up in Genesis 39, stopped at Genesis 44. And man, the phrase has been echoing through my brain since last night has been, I know that I know. I know that I know he is real. And as I'm reading this text and the context of what's happening, they're in a time, right, where every tribe, every land had a God based on what they had a need for. They had a God they made a shrine to him, a temple, whatever it was, because they thought that was what was providing them with food. They needed food, they had a God for food. They needed this, they had a God for that. And only one God, because there's only one God, showed up every single time. Not some of the time, not a few times, but every single time. He was omnipotent. He showed when Abraham had to go fight. He fought an entire army with 316 sheep herders that turned soldiers and won the whole city back. He was omnipotent. God was powerful enough to provide that power there. He was omnipresent every single time. They were at the last ounce of their faith. God appeared visually to Abraham, to Isaac, to Jacob. He showed up. No one else had a God that would do that. He was omniscient, man. What I read this morning, was Joseph and his account now, as you recall, he had been sold to the Egyptians by his brothers. And it seemed like it was going to be the worst of the worst scenario for him. And then lo and behold, as God provided favor for him, God provided wisdom as well. And Joseph was able to interpret dreams that no one else in the land could, because God provided, because God knew, because God had a plan. And God made sure that Joseph knew that he knew he was real. And because these men and these women had so much faith in God, others came to rely on their God, and which I can imagine later turned into believers, into the God, because he always showed up every single time in every circumstance. And it just reminded me that, man, there are so many opportunities that we have to share who he is. And we don't have to say too many words, but just have enough faith to hold on and to continue and watch him do what he does. I was joking with my cousin on the phone earlier. We were saying, man, I'm just going to keep throwing seeds all day. This whole year I'm throwing seeds. Let God do the watering. I'll just throw the seeds. He will do all that needs to be done. We just need to live out his word and trust in him and love one another. In all of those circumstances, God will come through. Breakfast with the King, day 12. It was a good day, man. It was a good one. I think I'll go more in depth tomorrow, but everybody out there, keep spreading seeds, man. Keep throwing seeds. God will water them, but keep throwing them. Love y'all. God bless.